Hey guys, if you are struggling with downward facing dog, if you have limited hamstring flexibility, if your lower back is rounding while you're doing this, if you're just not sure whether or not you're using proper technique, watch this video. I'm going to guide you through several modifications that you can use to safely increase your flexibility over time and to make sure that you're using the modification that is most appropriate for your current flexibility levels. This is going to help you increase your flexibility more quickly, help you avoid injury, and also help you feel better day to day because you're getting the actual benefits of the pose. So our first modification for down dog isn't going to be on the ground. We're actually going to be utilizing a wall of some sort. If you don't have a wall, you can use a kitchen counter, you can use a table, or you could even use a box squat if you're in the gym. Be creative. You're going to find something with a surface that you can put your hands on. So the goal here is to make our body into an L shape. If you look at a down dog when we're doing a normal down dog, we're going to be in an L shape. It's just sideways into a pyramid. So we're going to recreate that pyramid shape but in an L using the wall. The benefit of this is that we don't require as much core strength or hip flexibility. So we're going to bring the hands to the wall, make sure that they're about the same width that we'd have for a normal down dog, with our hands a little bit wider than shoulder width. You're going to bring your chest toward the ground, and because you probably have limited hamstring flexibility here, you're going to bend your knees, push your chest toward the ground. Think about opening up your chest here, and then with your knees bent and your back flat, push down through your feet until you feel that stretch to the hamstrings the best you can, making yourself go toward that L shape. Now, if you can't do this, if what's happening, your back is rounding and you're not able to get your chest down, bring your hands up a little bit higher, and this is going to help you with making sure that your back is in a nice, safe position. We don't want your back to round as you're doing this because that means that you're not going to have proper core engagement as you're doing this, and then over time, that can cause issues for the low back. So start with your hands higher, bend your knees, and then keeping your core tight, straightening the legs until you feel that stretch to the hamstrings, and then maybe walking your hands down from there. So this is modification number one, using the wall, or again, if you have a counter or you have something you can rest your hands on, that's going to work just fine too. Modification number two, we're still going to have that wall, but now I want you to find a pair of yoga blocks. So grabbing our blocks, you're going to put those blocks against the wall, and this is just going to add a little bit more stability. You can do this modification away from the wall, but the blocks they could move a little bit when they're not supported, so that's why I like doing this against a wall. So you're going to put the blocks where your hands are going to go, right, a little bit wider than shoulder width. You're going to put your hands on those blocks, and then you're going to move your feet back, kind of like you're doing a plank. So you can start from a plank position. That's actually a good way to get into this. And then from here, bend your knees, keeping your back flat, your core tight. You're going to push your knees back, push your butt up and back, reach it up and back, tuck your chin, look behind you. And this is nice because, again, the hands are supported on the blocks are supported on the wall, and this requires much less hamstring flexibility to be able to do this down dog without rounding your back. So this is a really nice modification that you can use. Somewhat impractical if you don't have that wall, but again, I did want to show you this because this is a helpful way to work on the hamstring flexibility without rounding your back. Quick break here before our next variation. Guys, if you want to increase your hamstring flexibility, the best way to do that is by following a program. I have a free 7-day challenge that's going to help with that, as well as your shoulders, your postures, your hips, and much more. You can sign up for that at the link in the description below. Okay, we're away from the wall, onto our yoga mat for variation number 3. So for this one, you're going to have your yoga blocks. Instead of putting them at the higher setting, you're going to put them at either the mid setting or the lower setting. So that's what you're doing here. And the point of using the yoga blocks or doing it on the wall, basically what we're doing is we're making it so that it requires less hamstring flexibility by making it so that your hands can be further away from your feet while keeping the back flat. We're able to work on the hamstring flexibility without having as much necessary hamstring flexibility. So we're getting the stretch in the right way because we have less hamstring flexibility, but we're also keeping the lower back safe, which is a really big concern of what I put into my teachings. So we've got the blocks. You're going to put your hands on the blocks. You're going to come up into that plank position. just like we did before. Bend your knees, push your butt up and back, coming into this modified down dog. And again, if you notice that if the blocks are moving, right, if it feels unstable, I would not do this, but this is just one setting. You can also put the blocks down to that lower setting. That lower setting is going to make it a little bit harder, but if it's more stable, then maybe that's worth it. So here again, I'm going to bend in the knees. That's important. Pressing your butt up and back. And you want to avoid having your shoulders forward like this. I see a lot of people kind of doing down dog where they look like this, where the weight is way forward in the front of their body. So it helps if you can start from that plank position and then bend the knees and shift the butt up and back. And you're kind of shifting the weight to be more into the middle of your body, into your core. Yes, your arms are still working here, but you shouldn't feel like you're doing a really challenging upper body exercise because, again, your hips should be helping out with a lot of the weight here. So this is modification number 3, using the blocks and again, bending the knees as necessary to keep your back flat. Quick note here that for all of these modifications, it's going to be really helpful if you actually take a video of yourself while you're doing this. It's really easy to take a video of yourself. You can buy a cheap camera stand if you want, or just prop it up using a block and then hit record, and you'll be able to see what your back looks like while you're doing down dog. Very often what you think it looks like and what you actually look like are two completely different things. All right, let's move on to our 4th modification. This one's not going to use any equipment at all. We're just going to focus on bending the knees and changing up the positioning of our hands relative to our feet to modify for this one. So I like to start from a plank for down dog. So hands under your shoulders, toes tucked, belly button lifted. From here, you're going to bend your knees, push your butt up and back, keep your knees bent, and focus first on getting a straight line from your hands to your hips. Okay, so you're going to really push your chest down, keeping your chest neutral. So we don't want to puff your chest out as you're doing this. We don't want to puff your chest out and go like this. We also don't want to round in like this. So you want to keep your chest neutral, keep your core engaged, bending those knees so we can accommodate for that difference in hamstring flexibility. And we want to have a straight line ideally in the lower back, but you can also, if you look at your chest here, you want to have a straight line from your sternum, that bone in front of your heart, to the very base of your spine. So if you notice that you're rounding a little bit, or if you feel like it's not a long line from your shin to your groin, then you want to think about kind of lengthening and creating more space there, and that's going to help out this. So the modification here is to bend your knees and then straighten your legs until you feel the stretch through your hamstrings. As long as you're keeping your back flat, it doesn't matter. And as long as you're keeping your back flat and you feel that stretch through your hamstrings, it doesn't matter how bent or unbent your knees are. You can also make this a little bit easier on yourself in terms of hamstring flexibility if you walk your feet a little bit further away. This is going to require less hamstring flexibility. It is going to put a little bit more work into your upper body. That's okay. Again, my main concern here is helping you protect your low back by keeping it neutral so we don't build bad habits over time. So here's modification number 4, bending your knees or bringing your feet further away from your hands. All right, moving on to our 5th version, and this is going to be the closest thing to a full expression of down dog. Please note this does take a lot of flexibility to be able to do, and we need to make sure that we are building up to this and not just jumping straight to it and expecting it to be perfect without doing the necessary flexibility work. So we're going to plant your hands under the shoulders, start in a plank position. I still like to bend my knees here a little bit. That actually helps protect your back as you're moving into it. And then we're going to press your butt up and back, keeping the knees bent. Really push down firmly through your hands. Push your chest toward your feet. And then really go into your shoulders here. So I want you to push down hard through your hands. Push your chest back. Really feel your shoulders open up. And what you're going to feel here is shoulder extension. So you're going to feel your arms squeezing up higher, higher. Instead of keeping your arms kind of down here, the arms are going to come further back, and you're going to feel this weight more in your upper back compared to your chest. And then from here, you've got the knees bent to start.
Now we can straighten the legs just as much as we need to feel that hamstring stretch. And then over time, maybe we get to a point where the legs are locked out. That's not so important. Again, the more important part here is feeling the stretch in the hamstrings while keeping your back flat. And then also, if we've got enough shoulder mobility here, and if the heels, the calves are feeling flexible, maybe the heels come to the ground. But again, I'm not so concerned with how far you get into the pose. It's more so about feeling the stretch the right way. And for me, right now, my calves are pretty tight, so my heels aren't touching the ground, but I'm still doing down dog correctly. Again, doesn't matter how deep you get into it. It's about doing the pose in the way that works for your current flexibility levels.
All right, guys, I hope you found that video useful. We've got more of these modification videos coming out. I have a whole series of these, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out when they are released every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Central. And then if you like the video, please like it. Leave a comment if you have some questions, some feedback, some other suggestions for modification videos. And if you are interested in doing another workout right now to work on your hamstring flexibility, I've got a really good one. That's part of my Yoga for Men series. Go ahead and just click over here in the upper right-hand corner to watch that video now. All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.